We have extinguished the flames of our urine. And we've
Oh, dude, shit. Flaming urine. That is not a good
Is that
mental
gonna be one of
image
the things
whatsoever.
you're like, I want to edit that?
No, I don't want to edit that at all.
Finally. Podcast. Hot stuff. Solo. Hold up on me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Finally.
What up, GoPro people?
It might be Galaxy 8 people, boy.
All right, what up, Galaxy 8 people? We love y'all too. We love everybody.
Who am I with today?
Oh, what's up, dude? I'm Steve.
Like, who is Steve?
Ah, shit. I don't know. What we're gonna talk about? We're gonna talk about
Nah,
Feedback
man,
Alliance.
you told me who is Steve.
Oh man. You
Yeah.
could have just asked the open-ended question right at the beginning. No
Yeah.
guidance.
Yeah, because, I'm trying to see, like, who you define yourself as.
Yeah, I don't know. So I guess in the context of this, we've been hanging out for like a few years through music stuff. It's good to start there, I think.
If that's what we want to take, if Steve is a Feedback Alliance, Steve's a feedback. You are the one who create your own limitations. I mean.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Yeah, we'll start that.
Yeah.
I feel that. Yeah, so we've been chilling like at music stuff for a few years, you know? Like,
yeah.
started the Feedback Alliance thing with a couple of friends like 4 years ago now we just made. And I don't know, we kind of just been hanging, like doing stuff with that.
What is Feedback Alliance?
So Feedback Alliance is this group of producers, beat makers, artists in the music world. And we started off every couple week cycle. Now we're on about a month cycle. But we send out samples to a group of people. Everybody does flips on those samples. And then we make a beat tape out of the samples. And then just kind of highlight everybody's unique style, approaching the same source material. So it's sort of taken like this Dadaist chop, like entire like sample world that, you know, we kind of all love so much, and turning it into like, you know, where are you really coming from when you're fucking with these samples.
And it's a similar, for people who may have heard of the more popular, the Team Supreme, is similar
Team Supreme,
format.
Team
like
Supreme
that.
was the, you know, the big motivation to us. Like a couple of like one of the founders and I, Chris, did one of their open rounds and got on one of their tapes. And
for what
kind of like
volume?
really that was 42, I think, was that one?
I should check that.
Yeah, it was one of those early ones. It was the first open round they did. But like, I don't know, we got super hyphy about, like, we have both been following Team Supreme from like when they kind of like started off their shit, like started to fucking get all hipster with this shit. But anyway, like we were both just like real hyphy on like their whole, like where they were coming from and this way that they were really showcasing their artists. Like it's a deep, like it's artists first, deeply. It's a way to show like what your people are doing.
I always felt weird because I felt like Tomas put me down on all the actual beat scene stuff. Because
Lizarazo,
shout out Lizarazo.
Tomas.
I had never heard of any, or I had never even, I would hear it. I just never cared about any of the beat scene the way the rest did. And I don't even mean local. I mean like, I
just like
respect
that West
Flying
Coast,
Lotus.
like that whole like West Coast scene.
Yeah.
So like Flying Lotus. Well, I think that's the thing for a lot of people
Where
where Flylo, like, and especially at that time, man, like Flylo eclipsed so much stuff. Like it was, you kind of had to break through sort of that, like, you know, Flylo represented so much, or does represent so much, where like what that scene is, and where, like, you know, there's like Flylo's a route to so much stuff for some people, but at the same time Flylo can like kind of eclipse a lot of what's going on deeply in the underground in that part of the world, and how much of an influence that the West Coast has become again on music. I don't know, it's really cool. Dig that.
All of them. D.a.m, DiBiase. It's like I have a lot of respect for all of them, but it took me forever.
That whole scene, man.
But Tomas, I'm always like, man, I've always felt everything I like always gets popular. And eventually, maybe I'm there too early.
Yeah.
But I think Tomas.
Tomas is one of those
like
dudes that's in the future,
for
man.
the music.
Yeah.
Like just for music.
At this point, he's just distributing the future.
He took me to
you know?
John Wayne forever, and it's only now this year that I finally see the genius that John Wayne is.
Oh,
that dude is amazing.
Cool. Yeah.
That dude, because it's one thing to make beats, but man, like, yo, he spits bars like
I mean, look what I mean. Like that was like the ether that like all this Kendrick beats and stuff came out of. Man, is like that whole like that low end theory stuff. I mean, that's Mecca, you know. Like I don't know. There's I don't know if you don't know Team Supreme. There's this amazing video from Ableton.
Oh no, I've seen it.
I'm just saying, like for anybody that's listening and shit that doesn't know about this, there's this Ableton video like. They just collabed with Ableton on this video that everybody that had to do with putting this thing together obviously gave a fuck about what they were doing. They really gave a shit. And you should go watch that shit. Team Supreme Ableton.
You were right. We probably should have sat on it here. Is that vinyl? All that vinyl would have been a great backdrop. But it's whatever. Yeah. We got Ernie. See the headsmith.
Yeah, we got the dude.
There you go. So yeah, man. Like, so how'd you even get started into the making music though?
Oh man, so I kind of I don't know. I know you talk about like you come deeply like from the hip hop world and stuff, and like you know,
but
it's a lot of the world that I'm in.
That's not what made me want to make music.
No, I get you.
Dream Theater did.
Oh what?
Because Dream Theater.
That's the last thing I would have expected to hear from you, dude. I love that shit, dude. You got so many layers, my dude.
Yo, Dream Theater. At the time, hearing like first off. All right, man. I won't go because I can tangent on all this stuff forever. But like,
mini rabbit hole.
I don't get into other music until like growing up in Bronx, New York. It's kind of like hip hop, hooray, fuck everything else. You know, like
yeah, I got you.
But so like, I would maybe hear the occasional song that sounded good, like dun 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 Teen Spirit. You know, like. But I didn't know what a Nirvana was till long after Kurt Cobain died. Like I just really didn't, because if it wasn't hip hop, I didn't care.
Yeah,
you know? But when I went to Pizza Hut, which was like a treat for all of us, because they didn't have Pizza Hut in Miami. We never got Pizza Hut. We got Pizza Hut Express, and even that came like so much longer. But I mean, like you would go there. I would go to like Maryland because my sister was living there, and I would hear these other musics, these Green Day. So that album too, the album one of them, or like their album that blows them up with like a planet or some shit. That one is like, I liked it, but I was like, it was like I would never take it from me, but I was there hearing it and I enjoyed it. But for the most part, it's fuck hip hop. But then I get into first thing that I listen to that isn't hip hop's Korean pop music, right?
All right. Like, fuck yeah, dude.
Because I didn't have cable TV. And Korean pop music was on the bunny ears. Like a Korean channel was on the bunny ears. So
really? What? Yes.
They would sew a whole actual Korean station, and they would import a lot of stuff from Korea itself. So they would watch Music Bank, which is still on here every week. It's not on, it's on the world now, but not everyone can watch it. Music Bank is on YouTube for everybody for free. It's crazy. I still have VHS recordings of Psy in like 99 or 2001.
Nice, dude.
Like album 2. Like you guys don't hear about him till like 5 or 6 when he does Gundam Style, you know. But he was always doing that. If I release a techno song as my single with me acting wacky, it's a hit. And then like I can do my other crap. But around that time, he was an underground rapper.
Yeah.
He was trying to do the bar thing, you know.
Doing his thing forever.
Yeah. And he was skinny. He wasn't big. But anyway, like from there, I get into rock music finally. Korean though, Seo Taji. And from say like he was kind of he's a Michael Jackson for them. But what he would also do is he was his pop star style, and like whatever is hot then is what he would take in. So even though he's doing metal, what he ended up sounding like was the Korn era. You know that whole Korn 7-string shit.
Yeah,
so
dude. Like
I like that too. I like that. I get into that later though.
I was in like high school when that shit dropped, and like Korn was like the fresh new fucking, like it's so fucking weird how the waves go, man.
Yeah,
and
man.
how like quickly like
but
the shit becomes
same
stale.
Guy who did that style of music, that Korn new metal style, his real pop years were in 1992 or 91 because he was also the first man to rap in Korea, you know. That
yeah.
So
I remember we talked
like
about this, like these 7-string Ibanez guitars and shit, right? Like
so at that point he was doing MC
everything
Hammer style stuff. But anyway, so like those guys got me into rock music. But then eventually, and then I hear actually Linkin Park, first album, Hybrid Theory. So stuff like that was good bridges. But eventually, whenever I stumbled on Fast Forward and a bunch of other shit, because I skipped J-Rock, because that's where my whole metal education comes from and all that. And like Sweden, a lot of European. It took me forever to like an American band that wasn't Dream Theater.
Yeah, gotcha.
like I never got into the whole Boston metal scene of all those guys, and it took me forever to like any of them. But
That was a fantastic explanation of like the answer Dream Theater, dude.
Well, I didn't even get to Dream Theater yet. So
I know,
basically,
dude. Yes.
And I could keep going, but I'm like, this ain't my show. So I'm like speeding it up now. But Dream Theater. So I hear them in high school. A drummer plays them to me who was a big Tool fan, and even he was like, "Well, Dream Theater even goes harder than Tool in terms of like complexity shit." But he was like, he preferred Tool, but he was definitely a bigger Tool fan. But I hear this Dream Theater stuff, and it was 6 Degrees of Inner Turbulence, that album 2002, in high school, and I had heard like what music sounds like, hip hop, rock, and like I heard Dream Theater, and these motherfuckers doing like 13-minute songs at that point. Technically, there's a 48-minute song on disc 2 on that album. But like I didn't know any of this was possible where you can just go on journeys and just start instrumental journeys.
Tool's like such truth to me.
And they can do it too. Tool can do it too. But Dream Theater ended up being so like I get that on the journey. And later on when I learned guitar, I just ended up becoming a big Dream Theater fan because at that time, the internet's still fresh. So I'm like, I've never heard anything like this. Like I didn't know this was possible till then. And then the main 2 songs is Metropolis and I think Learning to Live. They have, because back then Dream Theater now has a stereotype of how they make songs, so I won't complain too much about it. But back then, like in these 2 particular songs, it was less like, hey, I'm gonna do a solo, and more like the band was working together to do instrumental passages. And that shit, they don't really do that anymore. But like just hearing like those 2 songs, they kind of do that stuff, and I'm like, this is like, these were like fucking musical journeys. They were like scores, but in metal form ish, and like not hard metal too, which is another phase. Once they got in, they never get out. Like we can just be complicated, because look, back then they used chords, and now when you do metal, you do riffs, and it's like, so your complicated version of riff is like, we're doing it in odd time, and it's like, that's cool, but I can technically kind of do it. I can't do it as fast because I don't practice my chops, but I can do it, Chips. What I couldn't do is like 11th chords and all that shit because my mind ain't thinking that way. You know?
All right.
So it was just like, I've almost found like the chordal vocabulary to be way more expressive than like the metal one, because I like me some metal too, but I was just like, once you start limiting yourself to these heavy strings, the color, I don't know if you see colors in music, but the colors become grayish. For me.
Yeah, no. It's that wall of sound. I mean, you're like, look, what color is a wall of sound, right? Like, it's everything, right? Like, what color is white noise? Like, what color is neutral? Like, gray, neutral gray.
I feel like white noise to me is white, but I'm like, I wonder if it's because I've been told it's white.
No, but it's not. I mean,
that's the
pink noise isn't colored pink. I mean,
I'm trying to think, because like Devin Townsend, one of my favorite metal guys, period.
I guess maybe it is.
He has, he's famous for recording like wall of sound style, and I'm like, I don't always see his colors though. He did, but he cheated. He made them, because I have this problem too. A lot of I have a certain sound. I think now I can't detect it as much, but they can. I detect certain things, but I think other people detect it for other things, particularly my drums. But like, I definitely have a sound now, and he has a sound too, but. Because I'm always looking to be different on purpose.
So where does your sound come from? Does it come more from like the way you write, or does it come more from like technical like tricks that you have? Like, is it a combo of those
my
things?
sound, like, first off, I only have 2 kits right now. 2 drum kits.
All right.
I don't know if I should say where those kits come from, because I mean, it's one thing to do it, but it's another thing to
keep it old school, man.
No,
keep
this is what I
keep the train spotters out. White label that shit, my dude. Bottle it and sell it.
It's less that and more like, I don't want
cut it in 8s and sell it 8 times.
I just don't want this guy to sue me.
Okay, I see. All right.
But like, I was watching Hip Hop Revolution on Netflix. It's a great hip hop documentary.
Okay.
But they talk about Marley Marl came, and he was like, man, like, those drum loops were cool, but I wanted to do other things.
Netflix has been killing it on the hip hop docs, by the way, man.
Yeah,
damn.
Netflix, yeah, dude, Netflix changed the
world.
a
little. It's what you kind of maybe think like it would come out of Netflix. So like, I don't know. Yeah, taking the venue into account, they're fucking killing it. I think.
Anyway. They are. I won't even say more because I that's another.
Like, shout out just hip hop in general about how much like the birth of the culture and stuff is still
cool
like.
Party birthday was a few days ago.
The fact that the name Cool Herc's so well known and shit.
Dude, a DJ thing on their main page.
I know, dude. It was amazing.
It was great.
Yeah, we were at Empire and somebody was DJing with that thing. Elliot pulled it out, dude. Yeah.
It's legit. Had auto sync on it too.
Yeah. Like, there was like the voiceover and shit, like on the Empire sound system. It was like, yes, I was playing with this at home earlier.
That's bad.
That was well done though, man. Like, shout out. I don't know. There's a lot to be said negatively, I think, about what's happening with the mainstream of hip hop culture
don't
today.
Take it there. Come on, man. I don't want to do another show about this.
You know, it's the always thing. So all right, we can
you totally want from my sound to like that's mainstream. I'm like,
let's use the emotional compressor. Let's just take the peak off of it, and we'll just graze it.
Nah, dude. But I ain't even. I have too many podcasts
that's a
about...
positive. I was bringing up a positive aspect of some of like the fact that like Google's homepage is kind of a decent show about like here's the history of hip hop condensed into, and now here's the thing to play with. If you've never beat matched, hey, this is kind of what it feels like to flip between a couple of beats. That's really kind of fucking cool.
And that's cool. That
deeply for first principles, cool.
The fact
you know?
they even they let you take the auto sync off. That was surprising,
dude. Right,
yeah,
dude. I was just like, yes, y'all. Okay, you let the people fail a little bit. Yeah. Okay, that's real cool. No encourage the stumble, mind you. You can't. Hey, you can't respect it without the stumble.
That's crazy. But should I even talk about my sound anymore? I don't even know now. It's like,
sure. No, carry it on, dude. The rabbit holes got rabbit holes, man.
But Marley Marl cut up a bunch of tracks, and it was like there'd be distortion in it still.
Yeah.
But like, cause now he could control it like we do, like kicks, snares, and all.
Yeah,
that. So I did that for my favorite producer. I can tell you off air. I don't want to say it because, yes, but I mean like I don't want to get sued back because I'm technically, even though he doesn't know me, I'm actually friends with his real Facebook profile and everything.
Fuck yeah, dude.
So I mean like, I won't even say.
Keep your shit quiet then.
Yeah. But anyway, like so yeah, all my drums come from him. And then I have a different EDM set because I've only done 2 EDM tracks. One of them was a Liz Rasa remix because it's cool because it's a beat that he made, and then I turned it into like a housey type song. But four to the floor because they can't see the handshake.
Yeah, they can't see. They can't see. Four on the floor, man.
Yeah. But so,
dude, you got a different.
But that kid, see, so what I did for both of these kits is I took. It's all the same producer too. For each one, it's 2 different producers.
Right.
But I took an EDM producer who's by far my favorite. Again, I won't say his name, but super popular also. And anyone who knows me, they already know. But I take maybe like 10 songs, and I found spots where I can take it, and I'm like, boom, and now I have a kit. And you can't get this is different. First of all, it sounds different because they're all from different songs. All the whole kit's from different songs. So it's
so you got all different mix master.
Yes,
you got different formats.
So it's nasty good. You know what? It's good.
The
but
whole
it's nasty
pipelines.
Good.
Yeah.
And
no, I love that, dude.
Yeah, like damn, like so I did that. So I only have those 2 kits right now. I keep saying I'm gonna make more, but honestly, when I do make more, it's still planned to use those same 2 producers.
Dude, like smashing that stuff together that comes from way disparate, different sources, like pulling from like vinyl, then pulling from tape, then pulling from like dirty digital YouTube recordings or like old real audio nastiness.
Old
like
beats,
that's such a good challenge to pull all that shit together.
Like I tried the Vengeance thing, but that stuff got boring. Like Vengeance sample packs or any of these. I never have tried Splice. And
Spice is the truth, man.
No, it is. I mean, but I don't want to keep
sample packing it out.
Yeah, like
I get that. There's truth in the dig. I mean, look around here, man.
Yeah.
Like you see how like I collect these books and this vinyl and all that. You know, I just like digging through media. There's some truth to it, man. Look, there's just as much truth to digging through YouTube playlists as there is to digging through crates of vinyl. Like it's just as like there's just as much truth to clicking the button on a shutter in real life and like getting a screen cap at the right time when some weird shit glitches out or something.
I'm
you know,
halfway to telling this.
I'm jumping crazy ahead. Finish your story, my dude.
I'm pretty much defining this the Abe sound. So those are the drums.
Drop that arc
without telling people like where it come from. But that's pretty much the drums.
All right, you've sufficiently teased the sample pack. You're gonna drop in 6 months, my dude. I see you.
That'd be super illegal because all it is other people.
All it takes is 2 handshakes and a half a high five, man, and it's all good.
Someone told me to release the Abe sample pack, and I'm like, I think. You know, like if I had a following, maybe, but I mean, like to do that now would be like that's not even what I enjoy because I don't.
6 months,
make it stuff.
dude.
Yeah,
that's 6 months away following, my dude.
Then I will be happy. Then I'll still be here.
It's the boost.
Yeah,
it's the boosh boost.
But my bass, I always use a classic kind of like resounding of like just clashing waveforms, like kind of. What is it? Dissonant? Not the dissonant sound. So like just a few. Not the tones between, like a few cents off, because instead of the.
So you're not getting into like phasery area, but you're like just setting the waveforms apart a touch.
So I usually have one of these basses, and I like whole notes, I just kind of It's kind of lazy, but like it just has a good sound.
Yeah.
Now because
you like that big
music,
drony. Yeah, that's what. Dude, fucking get out of my head.
So
I was just saying wave.
When I heard wave music, I was
You're the
so
one who turned
pissed.
me on to that shit, so it's appropriate that you say it.
But when I heard wave music, I was so pissed because I was like, man, these kids stuck with it, and like I was literally doing my own crappy version of this. Like, had I always...
It's that drone stuff, man. Those just long, like, whole notes or, like, fucking 4-bar notes or just, like, a fucking note that just sits, like, way deep in the cut for, like, the whole song, you know? Like, and just, like, pins something down. Like, it's a bunch of, like, old school jungle that's based around that real drummy shit. My drum patterns
I real dig. Come from kind of, like, the old dubstep we were talking about before. Like, the you know, the good one we were talking about before. So those are like my drum patterns, but then like I like that bass sound, but I'm not necessarily doing their patterns of bass. I'm doing more what we were just talking about with the wave, you know. But the bass sound probably comes more from them than than those guys' bass timbre or sound, you know. Yeah. And so that's the bass, and then everyone knows I use that same heated guitar, that my friend calls it the hot guitars, the fire guitars, because back then I know what I was doing when I made that patch. All right. But yeah, no, it's like fucking. And that's a go-to. It's this. It's pretty this, but it still sounds really fucking good. Right. Like I think so, and I'm biased. I have a song here that I told you is about my friend who passed. I wish I played it for you earlier. I'll still play it for you before I leave. But that song, has everything I just told you about. Weird drum patterns, the same bass thing, the drum bass, the guitar in the chorus. Oh, and then here's the new Abe technique. This is brand new tech. This is year tech. This. Auto-tune
Abe
singing.
Tech. Hashtag Abe Tech.
Auto-tune sing. I finally gave in, right? But I sound more like Kanye than I do these guys, the Migos and them. So I'm more like, because I just like singing through guitar amps.
Just justify your sound by saying you
sound
more like Kanye.
No, my homie was like, whoa, this is more on the Kanye side of things than like the Uzi verts and them, because they don't run their vocals through guitar amps. And I was like, I just like generally doing it through guitar amps. And then I realized like, oh, you know, like, because I was like, man, how the hell do they sound like that? And
Shout
I was
out
like,
Popcorn.
But I was thinking, this is mad retarded, because I was like, I only always put my vocals in a guitar amp, and I was like, man, how do I sound like these Migos boys or these guys? I was like, oh, just don't put your voice in a guitar amp. I was like, and then you won't sound boxed in. You know, like I've just
stop the cabinet emulation.
I'm like, I've never thought of not putting my voice.
Yeah. Not everything's punk rock, man.
But you see, because that's I think probably the best version of me is when I use a guitar in like my beats. If I don't use a guitar, I feel like maybe I'm like forcing it.
All right. Wait, is that close the loop?
Is punk.
Is that close the loop?
But that's
loop closed? Can we call that loop closed?
That's the Abe sound.
Yeah. So we hit on so much shit. We got to circle back around on just that. Man, you said some stuff about like metal and like DIY and like one thing that I also like I really see like today in like a lot of these, I don't know, these peeps that are coming up is like this very DIY like punk rock ethos. Like
what
this
what music?
I don't know, you talking about Migos and Yachty and Uzi Vert and like peeps like this, you know. Something I see like in what they're doing and like I see dude,
and their aesthetic,
not
and
just their look and their aesthetic,
music.
man. I think it's that 3 chords and the truth shit, dude. Like take the tech that you have at hand, and maybe that's me reading too much into it, and maybe there's just some deeper shit going on or something.
Hard work ethic, because they make a lot.
I think there's
at
least a lot of that going on there, and that's to me that's a big indicator that's somewhat of what's going on there, because that's a big part of like the punk rock DIY ethos is that you're just constantly churning shit out. Like every show you're playing new shit. Like the whole thing is like, what are you doing
I've never been able to produce that quick though, like, and that's because I like too many things. Maybe if I wasn't doing, and then
like, we get back to Picasso versus Cezanne, like we were talking about earlier. It always comes back to the genius of the now versus the genius of like the long term genius, the lifetime genius, the careful, thoughtful, like, you know, or that spark. Even to use the word genius is fucking ridiculous. Whatever, that word is so loaded, like it should be left to the fucking ashes of time. But anyway,
keep the
spark.
Throw genius away.
No.
I like you were like, we need to burn genius. That's the real word. That's the problem.
How the fuck did you go there?
Because like
let's leave. All right. There's about 1,000 words we need to leave before genius. Let's just be fucking clear. But there's a lot of language that we need to leave behind for sure. That emoji will fix everything. Hieroglyphics forever.
There you go.
Yeah.
Take it back.
Yeah. The only path to clarity is confusion, my friend.
We should all learn Photoshop, and that's how we'll communicate to each other.
Photoshop, dude. Microsoft Paint, dude.
Oh,
we can hope for Paint.
We can hope for Paint. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Hey, I'm about the emoji meeting, man.
Did you see that emoji movie?
No,
I didn't either.
That's a different thing.
That's a different
thing. That's not using like symbols to communicate. That's capitalizing on the fact that people are using symbols to communicate to make some fucking
marketing,
money.
Man. Like,
No. Savagery, man. I respect.
What are your thoughts on 21 Savage?
What?
It's like it's just
roses. It's all roses all the way down, man. It's roses all the way down.
What about 22 Savage?
What about 22 Savages?
I'm gonna go through all the Savages.
Wait. It's got to be 21 Savage and then 22 Savages. Like, you got to add something to the word if you're gonna add something to the number, dude.
I don't know. Did you know that man? I don't want to talk too much, just in case people. I don't want no gangsters coming after me. I ain't saying nothing bad about any Savage.
I love that you're qualifying this on like the 3:40 a.m. podcast that we're recording after Jen drunkenly told our origin story.
Well, did you know that 22 Savage came to my city? Which apparently...
You just said 22 Savage.
Yeah, he came to my city. That's a real person. Yeah, he came to my city. He got his chain jacked by another local rapper. Who, again, I won't say the other more names than I need to. But I mean, like, he claimed that our city is a no-fly zone.
Your city or this
my
city?
Or
San Antonio. San Antonio, all right. So, all right.
I didn't know I was living in a world where all that was going on.
Yeah.
Because it all seemed very reminiscent of the whole Chirac scene and Chicago, the south side of Chicago. So they call that like Chirac, or like I think it's called drill rap. Mm-hmm. So a lot of like it's almost time travel because it's almost like going back to like the 90s and how gangster rap was.
All right.
So it's the unfortunate.
I'm much more familiar with Chicago's like footworky scene, like
totally
that
different
like,
scene.
No, and I know it's a totally different side of the world. No, I get that totally. Like, I'm not trying to equate things.
That's the more tech life scene.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I'm just saying, like, I'm not familiar with that side of what's coming out of Chicago right now, and I should be more familiar with it.
I don't know if you should.
Like, shout out Chicago.
I don't know. like maybe you should. I don't know.
Every time I've been to Chicago, I don't know, man. Chicago's always treated me well, and I've always, like, even when it didn't treat me well, I still loved it.
I think,
you know what I'm saying? Like, Chicago's a spot.
A lot of that music just looked like it glorified like all probably the wrong parts of the hip hop, you know, like, and then like it looks like like those were the music where like it looks like people were really actually living those lives.
All right,
I'm gonna kill you, and then like 2 weeks later that guy would die.
Do you somehow respect it more if those people aren't living those lives and are fronting about it?
Well, I mean, it's just like there's no need, and then especially once you get a following, like, well, stop.
So wait, is there no need to live that life, or is there no need to talk about it if you are living it?
Just, I mean, but I think sometimes you fall in love with the game so much that like when you have an opportunity to get out, you don't use it. You know, like this is what I mean.
Well, now you're getting into
So like, because I feel like
now you're getting into a value judgment of like
once maybe
choosing,
a joke for them.
Yeah, becomes shtick.
Yeah, like what?
Right. I mean, that kind of is a way to put it, right?
For them, probably was just something they were doing for fun, but some of them got their following.
That's what I'm saying. Like, joke becomes a thing to like you make the joke a couple times and then it defines you, right? Like is that what you're saying? That's not what I was saying. I was just trying to pin down what you were saying.
Music. So I started watching it as a joke because
of course, dude.
But you watch the joke long enough that you like it.
Dude, there's so much, like, most of the stupid shit I do, like, came as, like, a joke that I was making with my wife, and it stuck.
Lee Jung-hyun.
We said get online.
I think Bakwa, which means chains.
Side stuff.
No, you good.
Go ahead.
And You Sing Young.
All right.
Album 5, that single, whatever that single was called. But yeah, those were the two
Bring
songs.
me back.
Those are the two songs. Like, and I used to record that.
Dude,
shit.
we should do like a Boosh's listening party or some shit where you just like kick some jams and shit. Cause like
it'll get copyrighted out the ass for the YouTube. But right now we distribute via SoundCloud, so it's legal till they go out of business. So like,
dude, it's really unfortunate that like Spotify can't like, or someone like Spotify can't come up with some kind of like side service where like you could be like a blog, like what Mixcloud tried to be for DJs, but where you could just do a thing where you sit around like this and we play this music and then Spotify collects the royalties or something.
what's disappointing me about Spotify is I can't get my podcast there because I ain't relevant enough. That's what's disappointing me. Because if I had my shit on
Spotify's podcast selection sucks, dude.
Because it's mainstream.
Yeah, dude, they're washed as fuck, dude. Like I tried to pull a couple of these. Like there's data science podcasts there. There's Malcolm Gladwell everywhere. Like there's NPR shit out the ass, and it's like, all right, that's cool. Like it's nice that I can catch that shit.
I wonder though.
But like anything that I want to listen to that goes deeper than surface level is just not represented there at all.
Podcasts on Spotify interest me because I wonder if the rules apply there that apply to music. Do they get paid for plays?
Nah, that's probably all right. So if I had to guess, I would say that's probably why they're so like hypey on their podcast limiting is
that
because
would be my guess too. Yeah,
because it's a back door, dude.
They would be broke.
Yeah, it's a back door to Spotify's server infrastructure. If we want to be straight up fucking real about it, like that's a way to get your shit played through their fucking servers.
But at the same time, yeah, that too.
Anyway, whatever.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, you're right. But I'm just curious because if podcasts can because podcasts don't get paid for plays normally.
Yeah.
But even popular ones, not for plays.
Do they not? Come on.
What?
You really believe that though?
No, because they have.
Do you believe that they're in this culture today that there is any popular source of music that's not getting paid for plays?
No, I'm talking about music. I'm talking about podcasts.
Yeah, me too. Music podcasts? Or are you talking about people sitting around talking?
Talking, yes.
Oh, but I mean, everybody with more than a few 100,000 listeners.
Platform, but it's not the act itself that's getting the money unless they do it live in front of an audience. See, because that's why because some popular ones that I like, they do it in front of an audience. Yeah. So you pay if you see it live, but if you
that's
just
real
wait
cool.
3 days,
I like that model. I do really like that model, man.
So
like that's the kind of Dan Harmon model, right?
He's one of my role models,
fuck yeah,
for not unfortunate, but I just find it funny. I'm like,
for better or worse. For better or worse is maybe a good way to put that one. I get you, dude.
It has just become.
Shout out Kevin Smith. I mean, just from fucking ever, like deep one. I'm gonna
get him on this show in like.
It's a fucking schooner, man.
In under 5 years, he'll be on this show. That's the guy. like it will happen. Yeah. It will happen.
All right.
I'll have Kevin Smith in under 5
dude,
years.
Fuck yeah. Shout out, my dude.
Yeah. He gave me a flashlight once.
Did he?
Yes, he did. He
That's better than having him on your podcast, dude. Like, how many people have had Kevin Smith on their podcast?
I want to see
Wait, is he like a rep for Fleshlight? Does he hand out flashlights on the reg?
Many years ago, they sponsored the original podcast.
So he gave a lot of people.
So they did raffles.
So he's given a lot of people fleshlights.
Yeah, no, but look, the raffles.
Kevin Smith's like a fleshlight hero.
I got to go up on stage and get this flashlight from Kevin Smith.
Fuck yeah.
I took a picture with like the flip phone era.
Fuck yeah.
So it was super dark. It's still on Facebook, but I look like Noob Saibot from Mortal Kombat. Like,
well, I don't believe it was the. If it was on MySpace, I'd believe it.
Hey, it's still on Facebook. It's still on there. You got to go to the way back machine.
Dude, by the way, we were talking about Ben a minute ago. He's got hella music on MySpace. You should look up Ben's MySpace page.
Is it still Alien Earth Machine? On
that's
or is it another name before
it's
that?
Way before that. It's Artificial Earth Machine.
Artificial.
It was before.
It's been so long because he's
Alien Earth Machine is such a good name. Somebody should jump on that. If that's not your gamer tag right now, and that's just not reserved on whatever platform you're playing on, you're fucking up in life.
In under 10 years, because this is old footage, but probably the first thing I recorded on my real camera was a live from Artificial Earth Machine at High Times.
Dude, he's good, man.
I still have that.
I'm
very lucky. He tried to pay me for it before I did anything. I'm glad I didn't take that money because I feel guilty because I still haven't done it. But had he paid me, I probably would have done it. So I probably should have took that money.
Oh, you should have taken that money and paid it.
But I probably knew it subconsciously. Like I means I have to do it to keep the money. Keep the money. But Android Genius, I have classic Android Genius at High Tones.
Yes,
one of my favorite sets ever.
I have some Android Genius from like 3.5 years ago playing Plush like Feedback Alliance. We should like combo some of that footage, dude. I think we do have line sound, dude. I'm pretty sure we have line. Casey was recording like live. Shout out Casey. Shout out Chris. Shout out all those Feedback Alliance peeps. Shout out Ben.
There you go.
Shout out Chris Allen.
Give it up.
My dudes.
What's up?
All the peeps.
Devin and Davin.
Dude, Devin and Davin are the truth, man. Always. Dude, the Feedback Alliance is such a giant squad. It's impossible to like shout out everybody.
FBA, son. Big up FBA. I used to do it back in the day. I believe Tomas probably put me down. I wouldn't be surprised if he put me down.
Yeah.
I'm going to say
Tomas has been carrying, like, Tomas has been supporting since the fucking beginning. He's the truth, man.
I used to do it in the day. One of the main reasons I stopped, man, I was still working, like the normal job life, and it was just too much while trying to do my own thing. And then I think I would get pissed off in the end because I was like, man, I'm keep making all these songs that I can't release.
Yeah.
Like for me.
Yeah.
Because they're using other people's stuff.
Yeah.
So
and I mean, like,
it's just still a good idea, but it's like
such a hard thing. It's a hard thing to grapple with. Yeah. Like, so like if you really want to dig into what this like what being a producer in like the 5 rules kind of like way of framing the culture, you know what I mean? Like 5 rules of hip hop.
Okay. So we are using
like so like let's go to like the pillars or whatever. Like, but if you're gonna try to be that person that's trying to represent like the side of like the beats, you know what I mean? Like getting used to sampling copywritten material and being kind of on the pirate wave
because I want to.
We all kind of like everybody's got to stop at some point. I guess is the reality.
You don't have to stop.
You don't have to stop.
It's been proven already.
You break through and you fucking put a writer cred on your fucking album liner, and then nobody knows if they're even writing for you or like you're sampling for them. And dude, it's so twisted at this point.
Like,
it's so twisted.
I want to get my point.
We're in this like weird legal la la land, man. Like stuff is just. It's strange that sample music's gotten in this place. It's weird that sample-based music is now mainstream music. Deeply to me, man. Like this is how Dada became mainstream. Like it's crazy how it backdoored us.
When you say Dada, like what are we talking
about?
Like
Dadaist art, like Dali, like
oh shit, yeah. That's why I'm like he's not talking about.
I should be a little My bad. Like Dada as like the capital A art movement, you know, like Dali, like I don't know this like the surrealist movement, like the reaction to like the last time the fascists took over, I guess.
Man.
Like collage art really is like at the core of Dadaism, and like this just deep like, you know, this is not a pipe, like a urinal as an art installation, you know, just like flipping like these traditional and conservative values right in their fucking face, right? Like which is kind of like the only way to deal with shit getting washed out from under you, you know. But I mean, that's all like a view of it from my perspective, which is deeply my perspective.
I think I've always had like this weird view. I think I'm coming back to so many thoughts just came to mind.
Yeah.
I've always had this weird view because I told you Dream Theater made me want to make music, but it was always hard to manage and control like bands, and even though I ended up, that's probably why Boosh Kids end up happening for me, where I get 7 people, because I think I probably always wanted the band thing, but what the whole d.a.w and electronics thing allowed me to do is make the song, dude. Make everything by myself, and that's me.
Like you jumping into like what like Feedback Alliance is at the core deeply about, and it's that like I came into the world of music like when
that
like
was the
you
other
had
thing that
bands,
pushed me away
man.
too. Ben wanted to book me, but he was like, oh, I can't see. He can't. The places like Juiceland can't hold all these people.
What?
Because we build ourselves.
What are you airing out on the podcast right now?
Oh, I like saying real shit.
Say real shit, but I don't even know what you're airing out right now.
I mean,
it's
nothing bad. There's nothing bad. Ben did.
I lost the context.
But Ben wanted to like book me, but I was like, yo, I play with the Boosh Kids now, like so. We all come.
Y'all need room. Yeah, there's no reason.
We got 7 deep. You know, we got 7 deep, and he can't curse at Juiceland. He said. So I was like,
you can't curse.
Well, we can't.
Which is very difficult for me. Like. Ben has to remind me every time that I love you, Ben, so much. Ben is the fucking. Even a rapper. Ben is the best. I just have to not yell curse words into the air randomly at Juiceland. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was
it's one of the rules.
That was like, oh man. So I guess Boosh Kids can't play.
I curse a lot.
Yeah.
Whatever. The language isn't interesting without the color. Come on.
At times, I mean, Rakim prove otherwise, right?
Rakim prove. Yeah, come on, language is interesting in every incarnation. Come on, language is one of the deeply first principles, most interesting things about this universe.
Pretty harsh, like the word genius.
Yeah, like the word genius, and like the shit you flipped it on me.
Like that too.
Just all these words, man. No, I mean the way that we give words power though, is, dude, bougie. My dude.
I can't even say shit. I make fun of them all the time. Do you know I have a Migos Bad and Bougie remix?
Do you? Let me see that. Let me see that.
Well, I mean, let me touch that.
We'll put it at the end. We'll put it in the links.
It has been in. We were talking about distributing music before.
Yeah.
I can't release that song, but I released the instrumental. Anytime I release an instrumental that has a relationship to a sample, I'm gonna call it "I Don't Want to Be Sued" part number. So that's part 1. "I Don't Want to Be Sued" part 1 is the instrumental. But I tried a different distribution. So every time I post my own song,
on Spotify and shit.
Yeah, they're out there.
Oh fuck!
Yeah. Just type ALR Boosh. It's on Spotify. You know, big Apple Tunes, iTunes, and Apple Music. It's I combined
Apple
both
Tunes.
Of them. Yeah, like
it's
Apple
called
Music,
Apple Tunes.
Spotify. You know, like
if it wasn't before,
it's on all the things. And I'm also in India and South America on their Spotify's. I really want. You want to know some real shit? I've been thinking about this for months already, but it's very expensive to do so. I want to be on China's Spotify. Right. China's Spotify QQ
sounds,
Music.
All right.
So they have a lot of things because it's fucking China. Because there's a lot of shit. But QQ Music is the only streaming platform in the world that is profitable. Not for the artists. Calm down now. Don't get excited. But for them themselves, the people who own that company, and because they probably did it via Apple.
Of course, it's not profitable for the artists. Making shit profitable for the artists is not profitable these days. Come on.
But they did it similar
it seems to be
Apple.
The fucking reality.
Like Apple
shit.
does music, but they're Apple, so they have money. So QQ Music is like a baby company of some bigger conglomerate. So they were able to help, but they were able to leverage that.
That's the thing about all these fucking music startups too, dude, is like every one of them that gets any movement is pushed by one of the majors, dude. Like there's just no room for like genuine innovation. Like the kind of innovation that we're used to having from like, I mean, you know, the Valley's like slowed on its innovation wave, but at least like, you know, like as people in this American culture, we're still used to that kind of disruptive innovation, I think. And we still expect it. Like we expect like the next Facebook, like where the fuck's the next Facebook is kind of like what everybody's thinking, right?
Transition this to right now to the Rap God T-shirt right there.
Rap Got it out.
But no, I don't even know. I think you're gonna have your chance to say it because we've been talking so much everywhere that I'm like, part of me is like, should this just be an everywhere show? But
let's be making an everywhere show. Let's not talk about anything real.
It doesn't have to be Rap God.
Let's Seinfeld out.
But I think I am gonna hit you with the questions right now because we're at 40 minutes. So I want to hit you with the questions. These are.
All right, can we take a pee break?
You can.
Can we take a water break?
Damn, dude, this man has interrupted this show so many times, and he's like, we need more. But yeah, we can. You
just said 40 minutes. That's a lot of time.
Well, I should have said one because like you only thought it was 40 minutes because
I didn't have to pee at all until you said 40 minutes.
Do you need the break? We can do the break.
I want the break.
We can do the break.
A 5-minute break.
We'll do it.
Random GoPro moments. Steven in the morning. 4 a.m. Hi, folks. It's 4 a.m. And Boosh is nowhere to be found. All he's ever said to me is bacon. And I've never gotten any bacon. Just watch out. If he says bacon to you, he's not actually talking about bacon, I don't think. Word to the wise. I just said a bunch of words about bacon and stuff.
Oh, that's where it should be. That's where it should be.
I was warning the people about your bacon talk.
And we back-ish.
We're back-ish.
We have extinguished the flames of our urine. And we
oh, dude, shit. Flaming urine. That is not a good
is that
mental
gonna be
image
one of the things
whatsoever.
You're like, I want to edit that?
No, I don't want to edit that at all. My wife will vouch for my lack of flaming urine.
So I'm... I didn't even think of that. Fuck, that's gonna go into that territory. You just took it in. Like,
I didn't take it there. You took it there with the flaming urine.
It's 3 a.m.
There's nowhere else to take. It's not 3. It's 4. It's solidly 4 a.m. We are winners.
It happens.
This is called work.
This is work. Yeah, son.
It's putting in work.
Put in work, son.
This is the life.
4 a.m. work. It is the life, man. Talking. I like talking too much.
No, but for real, talking to you is like the truth, man. Like I like talking to you a lot, dude.
I feel like Beanie Siegel.
Yeah, you carry a lot of truth with you, man. Cut to it.
That was a Kanye. That was one of Kanye's first beats on Rockefeller.
All right, well.
Beanie Siegel, the truth.
All right, kick that. We need a playlist of like all this shit we reference. Like for real, like
my friend wants
dude,
to do
so
Kaiser wants to do Spotify playlists.
I was gonna say when like I'm just gonna say exactly that. Like y'all drop so many references to so many things. Like the few like joints I listened to today. Like I just had the podcast on in the background today, dude. Yeah. And like I don't know, like
shout out
just
to you for listening to the podcast.
No, I listened to it like in the past and shit. And I listened to a lot of stuff that you published in the past and like you talking and stuff. And then like it got like to like gamer territory and like I checked out a little bit there. And like you get into that in this, and you guys just carry the wave, man. Like, I don't know, y'all just have like a nice undercurrent of wave that rolls. And like, well, anyway, not to be on the podcast, shouting out the podcast. I've
known that guy since first grade, so I've had like,
oh fuck yeah, dude.
He's the closest thing I've had to a best friend.
Yeah,
probably should just say that at this point, but I suppose, but I always say closest thing I've had to a best friend.
Yeah,
enemies twice in life. Because New York will do that.
Well, that's how you know, dude.
yeah.
No, like my, like my few
both
peeps,
at kids level
who are those kind of peeps with me, who like I came up with, definitely went through those enemy phases, man. Like, you know, it's hard to be best friends without being nemesis a little bit.
But I'm gonna hit him with the questions so we can get out of here.
All right.
I guess me, because I gotta drive an hour and 30 minutes, San Antonio.
You can nap right where you sitting?
I can't, just because I think I just agreed to eat now like I'm crazy, because I'm crazy.
I forgot about your overcommitment problem.
Yes, I have a problem. Just say no, all right?
Yeah, so come back tomorrow. Let's do part 2 of this podcast tomorrow.
No.
After your 3 o'clock.
Only because I have one already scheduled for the evening.
When you gonna be back in town though? For real?
Unknown. But I mean, like, I can maybe plan. So I gotta sell some stuff. One of the things that got me here was I sold an item here. Mm-hmm. So like, if I can get an item to sell here, then I'm totally down.
Oh, weird.
But I'll figure it out. I'll make another trip, because Tomas is gonna do the RBMA stuff. So I gotta pick up thing. If you do it, I can pick up your thing. There's an easy excuse to get me here. Yeah, cool.
Cool.
Just do the thing.
Like I was saying, man, like, you know, you got a spot.
But question 1.
All right, now we're getting real. It's fucking 4. All right, let's do it. It's 4:04.
What is your goal in life?
Oh man. To not die for a long time.
Really, it's funny. We talked about we mentioned it briefly. We skipped over it. Or did I say it with someone else? I've been talking to a lot of people.
Yeah.
I mean, they're talking about a lot of futurists are talking about living forever.
Oh yeah, like it's weird that like living forever is in the cards, sort of like at least edge scientifically at this point. But we don't have to. Wait. Let me answer that question a little better than fucking not die, because that's like survive. Yeah, struggle.
So you just don't want to die for a long.
No. I don't even really give a shit about like dying's whatever. You know what I mean? Dying's that shit that's like just always there. Yeah. I'm like at this point in life, like it's hard not to be at peace with it. I think after a while, it just
you been there, you done that, Dr. Dre, 97.
No, but I mean, like after you live for a minute, like you just come across a few like near-death experiences, and then it's just like, oh shit, now I'm just living on fucking borrowed time. Like, and it's just kind of that.
That's
like,
good for changing perspective.
Yeah, it's the most powerful thing maybe you can ever experience, especially like a prolonged near-death experience or something like real fucking haggard. Like that'll catch you, like get you outside your box. You know what I mean? It'll really get you thinking about what boxes are.
Like, yeah, man, you'll just reframe everything. Yeah, that's like one of the most important things. You're like reframing everything. This is more.
We're getting some beautiful core truth here of like fail forward shit, which is like core to my stuff.
Reframing all the negative stuff.
And it's like that's so easy to sit around and talk about, and like so many people have shit in their life that is not reframable. So I think that's a brutally important thing to state before you get into this conversation.
I would say, and it's super fucking hard, but a lot of times
anything's reframable.
Yes,
I think that's a really good thing to hope for.
If the thing is killing you, then you fucking have to reframe it, because other than you're just living a life of self-torture.
But I mean, how do you reframe I'm dying tomorrow, or I just gotta like I'm gonna live a month?
Then that means
you reframe it into I'm gonna live 30 days for real. Yeah, okay, but then also there's a lot of shit that's a lot worse. To
this horrible extreme.
And like all right, but I'm taking it to that like power boy extreme to even like frame that's not the extreme. Like that's not even like the bad shit, right? Like the bad shit is like you're still living but you're not living. Like you're caught in like this like world of like, you know, torment or whatever. Like a lot of people live this life, you know, for a lot of different reasons. And I think
a lot of times, you know, that shit is self-inflicted though, a lot of times.
Dude, and like
because the narrative we're telling ourselves is one of ridiculous.
But you can't backhand somebody out of self-inflicted pain, you know?
They have to do it themselves.
Yeah, sure. I mean, like nothing's done for you without you doing it yourself. Yeah, I mean, kind of, you know what I mean? Like a lot of shit, like other people can enable you to do a billion fucking things, but like, you know, at the end of the day, you're the one who's making those decisions, everything. Like you're the crux.
So hopefully
we're rabbit hole deep on shit.
Yeah, no, it's great. Bro. I'm gonna keep going. I need to Normally I look at my phone, but the phone's starting to become the camera now.
Yeah.
So hopefully I remember these things. This is round 2. This round has 6 questions. This one I do 2 meditations a day.
I don't even think we answered one well, but like,
don't worry, it doesn't matter,
dude. I mean, for real though, like, the answer to that question though, for real, is like to try to distribute the shit that's coming from the future to as many people as possible. Really, I think we've really leaned into like this democratization of everything, and I think it's a powerful thing, and I think like really deeply listening to the voice of the people, of all the people. And just like how would we bring us together, dude? Like our voice is too powerful. Like, you know what I mean? This sounds like, dude, I'm going to 4:08 a.m. talk is what I'm doing. Is what's happening.
I get it.
Anyway, let's question 2. Let's jump in.
What is or who do you have compassion for?
Like humans, man, for real. Like life. I guess consciousness is really a good way to put it. I have compassion for consciousness.
Oh man, like what does that even mean?
I don't even really know. I mean, who does? Yes. Right at this point, I don't really know who does. Especially people who are digging into like this futurism stuff, like a lot of these, you know, insane algorithms that we're flipping on each other's heads like constantly. I don't know, like it's getting really hard to define consciousness, I suppose. And I think the tricky part of it is like these algorithms aren't even that advanced or complex yet, and they're already starting to like they're getting to a point where it's easy to like flip some stuff out, like output of this. Like I'm jumping into AI stuff all of a sudden, like with no like breakneck.
That's kind of your life now
intro.
Anyway.
So
that's good. That is perfect for what this show is today.
That's like a lot of this is bringing to light, like you know, we've all kind of sat around and joked about just being fancy pattern matching algorithms, right, forever. And like, you know, these like simple pattern matching algorithms that we just give an insane amount of data and an insane amount of compute power start to look a lot like how we see the world. They hallucinate the way we hallucinate, you know. It's strange, deeply.
Damn.
But
I feel like I can keep going on all these, but I'm gonna keep it moving.
So okay. Did I answer number 2 well at all?
There is no wrong answer.
Did I go on a tangent?
I can't be like, hey, you're wrong because this is your life. Hey, no,
judge
that's great.
me.
That's great.
I want your judgment.
Tangent Man is a great alias for a rap guy.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
All right. What about a non-rap guy?
Horrible.
I'm gonna be.
No, because that would be great. Imagine dropping bars where all you do is drop bars about other bars.
Oh, dude. Tangent Man has to be a rap god brain.
Yes.
Dude, write that shit down. This could be one of yours.
We recorded it down.
Yeah. All right. We recorded it down.
That'll be edited out so that until it exists.
Hey Siri, remind me about Tangent God.
It's like I come here next week and it's like
Siri writes tan-gent-god.
So, next one.
All right.
3 things you're thankful for in your personal life, career, whatever, you know?
Dude, 3 things. Personal life, career. I guess fundamentally, I would think like I'm thankful for whatever force, mostly like my parents' early days that pushed me to like just be like this, like whatever, like they managed a way to put like my insane drive into like a lust for like knowledge, you know what I mean? And then like the output of that knowledge, like some kind of creative endeavor. So like whatever force, like I'm pretty sure it's mostly my parents, but you know, whatever genetic force as well, and whatever like enabled that in my life, like that I'm deeply thankful for. And then I think the rest I want to just fill up with peeps, you know, like the people in my life, like, you know, fundamentally my wife, like, you know, Jen jumped on earlier, like coming swifty, like Jen rolled in hot off a fucking shift, like, you know, she's been working all day. Do you want that
attached? I can put it as a bonus.
Oh, you don't have to put it in. We can, this could just be a ghost ref to that. Like, I think maybe you should just put like one snippet of her just being like,
she can be the
like
intro.
Something crazy in the intro, and it could just be like the mystery part of the podcast is lost to time. I don't know. And then like just my team, man, seriously, like the peeps that I work with, like the people I collaborate with, everybody, like from the music peeps, right? Dude, Second Brain's the company. Like, that's what I've been working on fundamentally. Like, life energy going mostly into that for the past year.
You're gonna give this podcast to your homie and then be like, dude, you didn't talk about shit.
No, I didn't. No, I don't even think he needs to hear any of this shit. Like, we just talked about noise. This is just round and round noise.
We can do one on that too at some point. It's up to you.
No, we'll come around.
But the next one is, I believe, one person, right?
All right.
That you want to forgive, and one person you want to forgive you.
Oh. That's one. Damn. I don't even know how to answer that. Fuck.
Well, you just might be cold-hearted and you don't want to forgive nobody.
Let's just say God and God. The universe and the universe.
Why?
Yeah. What?
Why? Why do you want to forgive?
I mean, who else is there to forgive or be forgiven by? I mean, at the end of the day, you're just kind of like fighting yourself, right? Like, I mean, like, you know, if you're whole in yourself, then, you know, other people should just, you know, move like water, right? Like,
Bruce
it
Lee.
slides off you. But, you know, at the end of the day, we are all kind of fighting ourselves. And I kind of dig that whole, like, we're the universe observing itself kind of view of things. So, you know, I guess the only thing to forgive or be forgiven by is, like, you know, the natural order of things. So I would like to forgive the fact that the universe is a vicious fucking savage mouth eating itself. And I would like to be forgiven by that same mouth, I suppose.
Right, universe. You heard it.
You know, everything's just consuming
Steve forgives
itself.
you for being savage.
But I want to be forgiven by your savagery. Eat me up.
Yes. So damn.
But not
good.
for a minute.
I want to be forgiven by your savagery. Eat me up. That's good. I like that. That's poetic justice.
I mean, waves break, bubbles burst.
Damn.
Where are we going?
Where do you see yourself in 3 years?
Holy shit, dude. I don't even know where I'm going to be on the other side of this eclipse, dude. Jesus, they're driving cars down the street, smashing people.
Is it Monday?
I mean, white supremacists are carrying Home Depot tiki torches down the street now, dude. The world has gone mad.
What is going on in Austin? Like, I stopped
no, it's not in Austin. I don't know. I looked at Facebook today. I'm sorry, y'all.
Okay, yeah, don't do that.
My bad. No.
Don't look at Facebook.
Somebody did smash a car through a giant crowd today, which is
that's not good.
Deeply, deeply sad. Which that we've gotten, that we've gotten there again.
All right, what?
We've always been there.
What?
Anyway, what's question?
This one, I think this one will be easier since you can't see into the future.
All right.
Since you're not Nostradamus. like, what is the perfect day?
Oh, it's the perfect day.
Did you give a shout out to Big L? Rest in peace.
Oh yeah. Dude, the perfect day. That's such a hard question. Like, that's the question, like, you roll in, the psychologist asks you. Like, oh, yeah, you got trouble? What's your perfect day look like? Yeah. No, I don't know. There's a lot of different perfect days, I think is the right answer to that one. You know, there's no one perfect day, you know? Like, I got, like, a perfect day with the squad, and then I got, like, a perfect day with Bay, and then, you know, I got a perfect day with myself.
Shout out to Bay.
And I have a perfect day with the dog, you know? When it's just, like, me and the dog, and we hit, like, the green belt, you know what I mean? So, like, I guess that's a non-answer, but I guess, like, my perfect day is, like, couch book day with Jen. Like, that's our fucking code word for, like, fucking... just like sinking into the couch like we would Facebook.
Oh, just chilling. Facebook,
yeah, you know, it's couch book time, man. Right. And just like sitting on the couch and watching Netflix, you know what I mean? So like that's a real nice perfect day, especially when it's rainy out. Man, I don't know. There's so many. Being on the water, really, is probably what it comes down
water
to.
Life.
Man. Yeah, being on the water.
On
or around the water, man. Especially the salty water.
Salty water.
That's salty water. There's truth there.
Salty water.
Closer to the equator, the better.
You like lines.
I like lines.
You like lines.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You like heat.
Don't come around. You know, the heat's part of it. I don't necessarily like the heat. The heat's what comes with the game. You want to live in the good places?
Savagery from the universe.
Then you just you just have to learn to love the heat.
Accept that.
Yeah.
Where does your like strength come from? Like you know, higher power within people.
I ride that like hard ambivert wave, I think, man. Like I think that's a real cliche thing to say right now, maybe, but I feel like I kind of
I don't even know what you just said. Say that again.
But it's like the mix between like there's something that's non-introvert or extrovert. Like I'm that person that like I do really well if I like can split my day really hard between like my time, you know, like where I can like I'm talking my time where like the door's closed and nobody's fucking with me, where I can like really get like zone out on like, you know, my problems that I like. I gotta write like, you know, need to deal with this big code problem, or like these servers aren't like this shit's not working right together. Like this infrastructure problem is going on. Like gotta deal with this team stuff, like that stuff. If I can really like check out and focus, and then pop out of that cocoon, and then go like socialize and like see my peeps, tend like the networking garden, you know, just like you know, slap hands and say what's up to people, and just remember that there are people out there in the world that give a shit, you know. Like,
I do
that's
right now.
deeply important to me too.
I do,
so
like,
that's my energy, I think.
2 to 3 hours a day right now. Hopefully I can keep that up whenever I have to return to some other world. But I mean, I do 2 to 3 hours a day of like yoga and meditation.
Yeah, dude.
And like, yeah, that me time.
Meditation is deeply,
and then going
deeply important. I think fundamental. Wherever you find your meditation, it could be in like your headphone time with your.
But just doing that before I interact with the world, I feel like helps me a lot.
Dude, so much. Finding your center.
Yeah, man.
Or just laying flat on your back and just finding your center. You know, wherever your center is. Also, like float tanks are the fucking truth, dude.
I haven't tried that yet.
Tanks.
I haven't tried that.
I mean, seriously, one of the most powerful things we have access to, just cutting yourself off from the world. If you're like afraid of what that shit kind of is, because it is like weird sci-fi shit. Like almost every tank that you're gonna go to, if you go into like a decent place, it's got a light in it and a switch right by your hand. Like you can float in that thing like it's a jacuzzi. Like seriously, just leave the light on, bring some jams. Like most of them, you can plug in some sound, and you just float around in there, and it's just comfortable as fuck.
That would be interesting to just disconnect.
You
like
learn so much about your body when nothing is telling you where to put the parts of your body, because it's like you're just floating perfectly, and it's like when you go scuba diving and you have like a vest that you inflate and you're neutrally buoyant, like the way the astronauts practice, right? It's like you're in that, but it's like the salinity of the water is balanced so that your body mass floats perfectly, and then the temperature is balanced so that you can't feel the difference between water and air, and you just lose yourself in it.
Can you use that as a form of tension release on your body?
Yeah, really.
Since you're not clinging to nothing?
Yeah. That's what it all is, dude, is you just slowly like feel like every one of your muscles that's like pulling against gravity just let go. Like
that makes me want to do it now.
It is
I was never as intrigued, but
in like what your body is and where every little tendon and muscle in your body is on a deeper level than you'll ever get from like it's like learning anatomy charts deeply, but on like a muscle memory level.
See,
on like a different, like a left brain, right brain kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
And even if you just float in the tank and learn yourself a bit and don't let go and don't get into the mental part, just for the physical part, man, it's deeply powerful.
Damn.
It's fully worth the money. And it's future spa shit, dude. You roll in there and they bring you in a room and like put you in a nice robe and slippers, and like they put you in like a crazy like robot massage chair, dude, that like locks you up and loosens you up, dude.
You made it less cool when you said future spa, but I mean, I guess.
All right. Well, then you go back to whatever the cyberpunk weird. Maybe they'll fucking replace your eyeballs.
I don't need any of that stuff. I'm very attracted right now to like the yogas and the foam rollers and just self tension. It's a big word attached to it, my Fasco or some crap like release. So when I heard when you said that, I was like, that sounds like you can use it for tension release. I'm like, that would be good body therapy. So I would totally be interested in it for that purpose. So I think that'd be really cool. But yeah, man.
Just in like my general like stretching before I go work out and shit, like it's improved, like just the way I can loosen myself up, you know. And I don't know, I've been like stretching and working out and shit like my whole life, I guess, a little like casually, I would say.
Like my whole life, but casual.
Yeah, it's a lifelong endeavor.
I got it.
You can't like focus on too much, or I can't.
So that was that round.
All right, that round.
And then this is the final one. Other tests, other questions. I have other sets of questions, but they're taking R&D right now. You know,
all right.
Research and development.
Let's do some R&D right here. Let's do science.
They need to be formulated, and I don't remember them because they're all written on there. So on the camera phone. So I only remember this one.
All right.
But this one's called I Like, I Wish, I Wonder. So you like what you did last year, or like whatever you like what you did something in life. You wish you did this. I wonder what would have happened if.
Yeah, that one's getting real specific. Like, I don't even know where to go with that. I do really like that we went like and did the crazy fucking sailing thing, which is just like a teaser for fucking point B or for round B, I guess, of the podcast. At this point, like,
well, what is the sailing thing? You
4-year sailing trip, like
4-year sailing trip.
Jen and I sold all our shit and went sailing for 4 years one time. We planned to go for a year. It turned into 4.
That's like a podcast unto itself.
Yeah, we can totally talk about that.
We have to do that.
And we like photoblog the whole goddamn thing.
Damn.
Steven Jen, that us.
I would probably be too lazy to do it. You can
creep on me so hard.
But yeah, you could if I would put the video like just those photos. But I'd be too lazy to do it. So
yeah, I'm way too lazy to touch it. Like the website needs to be.
Oh, there's a website there. I'll just link it at the end.
Yeah.
I'll just link.
I dropped it a minute ago.
There you go.
I plugged it. So yeah, I don't know.
That's good.
I'm stoked you did that. I
wish.
Damn, dude. I wish I didn't procrastinate so goddamn much. But also, like, what was the last one?
I wish, I wonder.
Oh, I wonder. I wonder if I wouldn't be as good at shit if I didn't procrastinate so much, though. At the end of the day, like, damn, like that last second brutal rush is powerful.
Yes. Yeah, crunch time, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant. I get it.
It's so lusty.
Yeah, man. It is.
Can't fall victim to that one, though. It's good to get the work done.
Yeah. I mean, like...
It's the constant struggle.
It is. Damn, it's just taking me back now. Like, you said all that, but nah. I'm just staring at Kind of Blue by John Coltrane.
Oh, yeah, dude. Kind of Blue.
That's called... Oh, it's Miles Davis. My bad. But I'm like... It's 4 a.m., so sorry.
It's 4 a.m. and I didn't even correct you.
Yeah. It's been a while. Is he on that band? Is he in the band yet? By that point or no?
Oh, let's look back. You got creds?
No creds?
No, we got Duke Ellington, Mulligan.
Duke Ellington's on there?
Mm-hmm.
God damn.
Oh, wait, no. I think I might be flipping to another record.
All right, forget it.
Yeah, anyway, that's too long.
Yeah, that's whatever. But yeah, still a good album though.
Indeed.
Is there anything else you wanted to say?
You know, this was a nice sprawling podcast. this went mad.
Yeah, no, this is crazy. Like, so many things happen that they'll never see.
We talked about like one thing. Like, we started on like one topic. We didn't get much depth. Yeah,
no, that's good. That's great. Sure. That's like perfect because that means it's endless. That's endless content generation.
Yeah.
It can almost be argued, especially with asking the questions, that it maybe stalled all that. But I was like, I asked almost everybody these things. So
no, I like the question thing. The question was real good. They're
just introspective. They just show people. They just tell me stuff about people.
Yeah.
I like knowing.
I like it. So. Yeah, I like the question thing. I think we should jump in again and like have another combo.
And I want to do one
with where stuff came from.
All these people.
Yeah,
dude, that'd be cool. Just get everybody there.
All right.
But yeah, if you ain't got nothing else, you done?
I mean, you know, I think we if I get into any of the other stuff at this point, it's gonna be like a 30-minute combo.
We skated every continent. I think.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff we didn't cover, but hey,
man, you can't cover it all. That way we can keep you wanting more, you know?
One more.
Yeah, man.
Dude, always.
So, all right, man. Bake that chicken, smoke that turkey. Yeah.
Do it all.
Boosh.
Boosh. Boost for life. Bacon.